Now today, the United States Navy turns 250, and the African American Military History Museum in Hattiesburg is celebrating by unveiling a very special new item on permanent display. Joining us today is the Director of Museums there in Hattiesburg, Miss Latoya Norman. Hey, Latoya.
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I know this is a very special day. It is the Navy's birthday, but it's also someone else's birthday. So who are y'all celebrating and honoring there at the museum?
Jesse Leroy Brown. He served in the Navy. He was actually the first African-American Navy pilot to complete the training program with the Navy. And his birthday is today as well. He would have been 99 years old. He actually was killed in action while serving in the United States Navy.
So y'all have a unique piece now on permanent display that was donated to the museum. Y'all unveiled it, I think, a couple of days ago, but still it's new there for folks to get out and come and see. Walk us through how the story of his jacket getting to you guys happened.
Well, there's a gentleman in Pennsylvania named James C. McComb Sinclair II. He acquired this unique collection about 50 years ago. His aunt knew that he was an avid collector, brought him a bag of jackets, and this one was included in that. I think he said he wore it a couple of times, and he actually was needing to get a button tightened, and that's when he realized that on the inside there was a name, J.L. Brown, and it also had an address, 116. And so he did some research and realized that it belonged to Jesse Leroy Brown. He wrote an article on his LinkedIn. The family of Jesse Leroy Brown saw it and said, hey, this was actually my family, my grandfather. We would love for this to go back to his hometown in Hattiesburg if he would donate it to the museum. And so he reached out, the family reached out, and we were just elated to bring it back home to Hattiesburg and to have it on display in our museum.
What are the odds, Latoya? I feel like that, I think they call it a tunic, I'm calling it a jacket, same thing. I mean, it was like it wanted to come home, right?
Yes, exactly. And it is home. And, when it came, we called his daughter and we said, hey, we want you to be the first person to open this. And so she opened it and she talked about, just the fact that she didn't know her dad, but to have this personal treasure that belonged to him was the most connected I think that she had felt to him. And so we were just honored to be able to have it on display, but it was especially important for it to happen around his birthday and the Navy's birthday.
Which I think is super cool and such a cool honor and great story, but also to bring life to all the other things that are there in the museum. So tell us, Latoya, about the African American Military History Museum. This is one of, I'm sure, probably several nuggets there that folks are missing out on if they haven't ever stopped by. So tell us a little bit about the museum.
Sure. So the building itself is our largest artifact. It's a historic World War II USO that was built for African Americans during World War II. And so the building has been there since 1942, and it now chronicles African Americans in the military. As you know, this is American history, and so we were honoring some of the same men who came through during World War II, and also just being able to tell the story of some American patriots that you otherwise probably wouldn't know about. What's great about our museum is that we focus on local heroes as well as national. So Jesse Leroy Brown, his is one that more people are probably familiar with because he was featured. He was in the center topic of Devotion, a book that was written about him, and a movie. But we tell the stories of local heroes right here from Hattiesburg, and so that's what that museum is about. But the fact that the building itself is such an important part of history, and it is one of the only USOs of its type that's still in use and open to the public. So when you walk in, you're truly stepping back in time.
How do you find it there in Hattiesburg? Is it easy to locate, Latoya, or y'all tucked away somewhere downtown, or how can people get to you?
So we are downtown. We're located at 305 East 6th Street. Downtown, so it's within the 6th Street Museum District. There are some other museums in the area that's open and some that are in development. So there's just a lot to see. A lot of people enjoy going to the Lucky Rabbit we're just right down the road from that area. So we are in downtown Hattiesburg.
Latoya, you are the director of museums, and when she sent over all the museums you direct, I was thinking, this woman never sleeps. And there are a lot of good museums I wasn't aware of there in Hattiesburg, even though I spent many years there going to school. So other than the African American Military History Museum, what other museums are nestled there in the Pine Belt that we may not be aware of?
So we have Smith Truck Company. That's another museum that's open on Saturdays, and you can learn about two businessmen from Hattiesburg who worked there for many, many years. You can also come by and get a malt or shake on Saturdays from 12 to 4. You have the Eureka School, which is being developed into a museum. It is open only when we have traveling exhibitions, but behind the building you have the Generation Strong Wall, inspiring African Americans of Hattiesburg. It's a beautiful wall that's backlit, so you can visit day or night. We have the Osceola McCarty House Museum that will open next year, and we also have another museum that's going to be an extension of our military museum, where we have received a donation of military vehicles, and so that will open within hopefully the next couple of years. But just a lot of great things that are on the horizon.
So cool. But going back to Jesse Leroy Brown, you now have his Navy tunic. There, is it permanently displayed? They did provide it for you guys to keep and keep safe?
Yes, it is on permanent display, and it truly represents, Jesse Leroy Brown's patriotism, his heroism, just his bravery. The tunic is in excellent condition. We took it to a conservator in Louisiana, and she was just blown away that after all these years, just how great, how intact it is. And so it really speaks to the donor and his love for the military, and he took really good care of it. And so now that it's in our hands, we definitely plan on taking good care of it and making sure that it stays in that same condition for many years to come. But it is a part of our permanent display. We already had a really big display on Jesse Leroy Brown, and so we found a perfect spot right in that area where we talk about the Korean War and his contributions during the Korean War. Is right in that area, and so we're just so grateful to have it.
What goes into preserving something like that? When people look at it at SuperTalk TV, Latoya, it's in a beautiful case. I know that was generously donated as well. You don't just put something in there. Like, you don't just set it in there and then forget it. Like, there's a lot of effort that goes into preserving fabrics and colors, and it's real interesting how that happens.
Yes. We take it to a textile conservator, and so what the report that we got from this conservative is that we can have it on long-term display, and we'll take it out probably within 6 to 7 months, just to make sure. We could keep it on display longer than that, but we'll just regularly get it get it looked at, just to make sure that it all looks well. And the way that we have it displayed, we're very intentional in just making sure that we have it in a way to where we're not adding stress to this historic piece of history.
Yeah, you're not just throwing it on a hanger and putting it in your closet, right, Latoya?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Well, I love this story. I love that it found its way home. I love that the collector was kind enough to bring it back to Hattiesburg, and the fact that the Brown family now has more of his personal items to share with the rest of us. But I feel like this is something folks need to take advantage of. I know many will be going down to Hattiesburg for many different reasons, and popping into a lot of these museums just makes sense. Latoya, is there somewhere for people to go, see the list of museums downtown? Maybe there's a little bit of a trail or how to get to them. So if people want to check them out, they can do that?
Yes, they can go to our web address, HattiesburgUSO.com. And we also have 6thStreetMuseums.com.
All righty. Well, I appreciate your time. Again, beautiful tunic, wonderful story. Encourage folks to get out and visit the museums. And thank you.
Thank you so much.
All righty. You guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.